catching you up on a case where the jury in California has reached a verdict. This is in the trial for the parents who are accused of killing their adoptive sons.
Trezell and Jacqueline West have been found guilty of 5 of the 7 counts against them, including second-degree murder of one of the toddlers. Well, Orrin and Orson West were last seen on December 21st back in 2020. And their bodies have never been found.
And we're going to break down the verdict and those guilty counts in just a moment. But first, here is a look back at the case.
I don't understand. I just want my babies. If they find them, just give them back to me, please. That's all I want.
A desperate plea from a mother for her 2 young sons, Orrin, age 4, and Orson, age 3. Family members remember the brothers as happy babies who loved to laugh. They were reported missing on December 21st, 2020 by their adoptive parents.
Trezell West and Jacqueline West reported to the California City Police Department that the boys had disappeared from their backyard.
Trezell and Jacqueline West held a press conference 2 days later, asking for the public's help in finding the boys.
Tell us what happened the night the kids went missing.
My wife's inside. She was actually wrapping gifts, so we thought it was a good idea that our youngest 2 go outside and play with chalk on the back patio. I came back out. I didn't see them now. Asked my wife, did you see the boys? She said no. I started searching my backyard. I searched the whole thing. I realized that I left the gate open, and I panicked.
We just want to thank everybody.
We really want to thank you guys.
Please, if anybody has seen them, please call, let somebody know.
Some in the crowd listening to the Wests didn't like what they were hearing and began asking questions.
Y'all say y'all came out looking for the kids, and y'all got neighbors that say y'all ain't even came out looking for no kids.
The neighbors weren't out here.
We were looking.
We were looking.
I have 9 kids.
But they was outside in the backyard, and I was watching them.
Leave my kids unattended, not even for a minute.
The boys' biological mother, Ryan Dean, lost custody of them in 2016 after taking Orrin to the hospital for a broken leg. Authorities suspected her of child abuse. She attempted several times unsuccessfully to regain custody. Dean says during her visits with the kids, she noticed they were losing weight and had unexplained scratches.
If they find my kids, can they just give them back to me? Whatever I have to do to work on it, to get them. I have a home, I have a car, I have a job, I have money. I just hope they're okay.
News of the missing boys galvanized the community.
Where are the boys? No boys, no me! Where are the boys? No boys, no me!
And hundreds of people from around the country also joined in the effort to find the lost brothers.
There was some elements that stood out about the foster families' interviews that pretty much compelled me to participate and come out and do what we could to help find both of these boys.
Multiple searches turned up no sign of Orrin and Orson. In March, more than a year after police were contacted, adoptive parents Trezell and Jacqueline West were arrested.
I'm saddened to announce that the investigation has revealed that Orrin and Orson West are deceased. The investigation has also revealed that they died 3 months before their adoptive parents reported them missing.
They were charged with second-degree murder, child abuse, and false reporting of an emergency. The couple pleaded not guilty and deny any involvement in the boys' disappearance.
While the defendants in this case, Trezell and Jacqueline West, are presumed innocent, the securing of a grand jury indictment is a major step in ensuring that there will be justice for Orrin and Orson.
The bodies of these 2 little boys still have not been found, and their biological mother is left with an unimaginable void.
I miss their smile. I miss the way I used to play with them during visits. I miss just being there. I just miss being their mother, and it was taken from me.
Again, the Wests were found guilty of 5 of 7 counts against them. And here's the breakdown. In regards to Orrin West, they found the couple guilty of second-degree murder, involuntary manslaughter, and willful cruelty to a child.
As for Orson West, they were guilty of willful cruelty to a child and false reporting of an emergency. Now, the jury was hung on conspiracy to commit a crime and second-degree murder of Orson West, which is interesting when you think about the breakdown. You had the 2 brothers. And one of the issues in the trial was that one of their biological children testified, and a lot of the evidence came from their testimony and statements to police. And there was a clear picture of what happened to Orrin, that he had gotten hit, fallen, and that they had to get rid of him. But we didn't really get a clear picture of what happened to Orson. And I guess they decided they had to get rid of Orson as well, but not sure exactly how. Maybe that's what the jury might have struggled with.
And, you know, it took them days to come back with this verdict, which surprised some people because it seemed like it would be a very quick situation where they would go through this. And it is surprising, though, to see that they found different things for each of these boys that we've looked at so collectively.
Yeah.
Just the 2 of them, they're both missing. But it does seem that that testimony of the children could have been an issue, and really there was a lack of physical evidence to show, which is why there was so
absolutely. That's why they had to rely on the testimony of a then 8-year-old and 10-year-old at the time of the trial testimony. But it really had all the makings of a case that you thought would have a quick verdict, because over the period of months where the children were missing and they claimed they were missing, there was no that they weren't missing. They had no proof of life. There were no pictures. The only thing they came up with was a dirty diaper, and no one knew exactly where it came from. So I thought it would be a quick verdict. I was surprised they got hung up. Of course, there were no bodies, and as you said, not a lot of proof of exactly what happened except that testimony. And ultimately, you know, there's some justice here, hopefully, for the families, and they can sleep tight in that knowledge.
A reminder that they didn't need a body. A lot of times we see these cases that have no body and you wonder, will a jury be able to come back with guilty when we don't know exactly what happened? But of course, the sense of justice is that someone getting rid of a body should not preclude you from being prosecuted for that.
And not just someone. The parents. Right? And even though they were adoptive parents, they were parents responsible for those children. I think that had to be a huge factor.
I mean, that's the part of this that makes it even more difficult. You had a birth parent, a birth mother, who we heard in the piece, who would have wanted her child back. We think about that with the case of Harmony Montgomery, where children were taken away from their home with the purpose to protect them. And this is the situation that they go into, and you wonder, where were the checks? Because obviously there were checks that had them removed from their birth parents' home, but where was the missing link?
And there was testimony they were very abusive to the children. That's why the cruelty to children charges. So they were cruel to them. The biological mother was still in their lives and had reported that there had been scratches and bruises on the children. So things just weren't right from the very beginning. And as you said, you know, the system has a hard time keeping track of all these cases, and this is what you get sometimes, and it's unfortunate. But again, hopefully justice was done here.
And what may have been challenging is that those injuries were to their adoptive kids, but no reports of abuse for the biological kids.
Not at all.
So that may have been why they were able to go under the radar. Heartbreaking details.